Hello, namaste. Welcome to live show Jewels of Art only on SCubeTV. Myself Bhavna. Today we have a very special guest, Shri Raj Deshmukh ji. He is an accomplished percussionist specializing in the art of playing tabla and pakhawaj. He started training at a very young age under the guidance of Guru Pandit Chutanlal Pakhawaj ji of the Banaras Gharana. He also has a music degree from MS University of Baroda, India. He has continued his pursuit of this art by learning from the legendary tabla maestro Padma Shri Pandit Swapan Chaudhary ji, a great exponent of Lucknow Gharana. Who is a director of percussion at the Ali Akbar College of Music, California. He is also founder of Scala Eternal Rhythms, and he has also accompanied renowned artists like Sangeeta Martand Pandit Jasraj ji, Pandit Ramesh Narayan ji, and many more. We welcome you to the show, sir.
Thank you so much, Bhamaji. I do appreciate it inviting me with this Jewel of Art and SCubeTV. Before we start, I really want to say pranam to all my gurus, especially with Pandit Swapan Chaudhary ji, who's a living legend at this moment. Also, my first guru, Sri Chutanlal Pakhawaj ji, as well as Ashok Moitra ji, that I had an opportunity to play with, learn from him, and all the artists who I really admire in this world at the moment. Thank you again.
Thank you so much. So let's dive into the interview, because all our viewers are waiting to know about your journey and all about tabla.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So please tell us how music, has become a part of your journey. When did it start?
Sure. I'm very grateful to my mother. First of all, your mother is always your first guru, right? So she is the one who has introduced to me for this art, and my neighbor who was my first guru, Shri Chutanlal Pakhawaj ji, that I used to call her Mama, and he was my neighbor. So basically she took me to his, say, would you be kind to teach my son? And that's where my journey started. And he said absolutely yes. And at the moment, basically when I was 5 years old, he hold my hand and put it on the tabla, and that's where I started my beginning the tabla journey. And since that, I just got hooked on it. My first guru was from, originally from Banaras, but he had an opportunity that came to Baroda, and that he was in a music college of the fine art. He was a professor for the Drupad Thamar, and he used to play pakhawaj at that in a college of the Baroda University.
Okay, great. I mean, from childhood, you must have had a great, journey with tabla then, all your life.
Absolutely, it's a foundation that I had from my first guru was amazing. Now, obviously, music has so much power, so I just got captured in that music.
That's really beautiful. So, tell us more about your gurus and how did they shape your life, and what is your takeaway?
Absolutely, like I said, my first guru that I used to call him Mama, and he held my place and started teaching me. Me and my Guru Bhai, his name is Padma Pakhawaj ji, was his son. We started together our journey, and when he was basically, when we used to teach him, even though there was always follow, even though the son, his son and me, but he always follows a guru-shishya relationship. So when we used to do riyaz, the riyaz practice goes for 3 hours, 4 hours continuously, and that's where the journey started. And when I came back here in United States, age of 5 to 19 years, basically I learned from him, and then I came back to United States, and then since that I found a Pandit Swapan Chaudhary ji, who's my current guru, and it's amazing artist in the world. He's the Padma Shri awarded at the moment. So I began my training in 1990 with the Pandit Swapan Chaudhary ji. And since that, I'm still with him continuously, as well as I had the opportunity to learn from Pandit Ashok Moitra, who used to come in Chicago as well as, but I had the opportunity to go to Durgapur in Kolkata, and I was there and I learned from him as well. He was amazing guy. Basically, he has taught me and how to be a good student as well as what it needs to be to become an artist. So he always used to go that extra mile for us to understand, what we need as a student, and then he will go from there.
Wow, I mean, that's really nice because generally the traditional ways, whatever guru says, the student has to follow. But here it's the other way, giving what the student needs is also a
Absolutely.
different way of approach. Yeah.
And most important, Sapanji, I come like I say, I call him Baba. He has so much patience for each and every student. He will make sure that as long as you don't understand, he's there for us, and he will make sure that every single note that you're playing is clear as a crystal clear.
Okay, that's really nice. So when did you like go to US? Were you born, brought up in like I mean India, and how did that happen?
So I came here, like I said, I came here when I was 20, years old. My whole family has been here. So my older sister's been here, all three sisters, my mom, dad, everybody's here. So that opportunity, I just came in and I came back to United States. And since that, my journey still continues, learning tabla with under the guidance of my guru, Pandit Sopan Chaudhary ji.
That's really nice. So tell us the best moments with your guru.
The best moment that 2014, 2016, I had the opportunity to play solo. So my guru, Pandit Sopan Chaudhary, allowed me to sit next to him. For us as a student, it is a great opportunity. Just sitting next to him on the stage, it meant a lot to us. So that was my moment for me, that I felt that I am so blessed by his blessing, by his love, by his gracious, and that was a great moment that we had together, and we played concert together.
That's really beautiful. So I'm sure you must have felt some anxiety or something kind of before playing it with him. So how do you deal with such kind of thing? Do you
Absolutely.
have it?
When the living legend, tabla of the god, which is Pandit Sopan Chaudhary, when sitting next to you, obviously anybody will get nervous. But because of his presence, his love, his affection that he had for us as a student, it allowing us to stay, to sit next to him. You overcome somewhat, and then you become as a part of him under his guidance, and then I think I did a good job, and especially when you look at his eyes, and you can see that the love is there and everything. So basically, I was blessed in that moment.
That is really nice. So we have seen. I mean, you have learned even in Lucknow Gharana style and also Banaras. What are these Gharanas and what is their significance actually?
So there are basically 5 different gharanas, right? 6 different gharanas. So the gharana started from Delhi, Ajara, Lucknow, Farrukhabad, Banaras, and Punjab. They're all unique in some way, but similar otherwise. I have basically worked in Banaras as well as the Lucknow Gharana. Lucknow Gharana is basically characterized by the full uses of the hand as well as the fingering, especially resonant of the sur. When you play a sur, it is most important part in Lucknow Gharana. Pakhawaj is Banaras is all kulabaj and like more Pakhawaj bowl. So that is the most difference in the Banaras and Lucknow.
Okay, great. So is Pakhawaj and Tabla same or are they different?
They are different. So Pakhawaj you play in a sideways. Pakhawaj means Pakha means you call about this your hand.
Okay.
So the instrument when you play on Pakha, which is your arm, is called the Pakhawaj. And one side you put the dough, like in South Indian has a mridangam.
Yes.
Same thing Pakhawaj in North India. So you play with the whole hand.
Okay, okay.
So most of them is all hand in a sideways. And usually it goes for the Drupad and mostly in a Kathak dance and whatnot.
Yeah, they say the Drupad style. Yeah, I've heard about it.
Yes.
Okay, great. Tell us more. I mean, after going there, and you are a mechanical engineer. Am I wrong? I mean, am I
Yes,
right? Yes, I'm right. Right. So, are you still like doing that, or you're totally into music? And
I am currently looking for the opportunity for mechanical engineering job as well. But currently, this is my full time. It's unfortunate that what it's going on in the world at the moment. Everybody's got affected by that. But hoping to get back into it. But absolutely, mechanical engineering does help me because it's creativity, right? So when you create the concept or product and whatnot, that does help in my music. So that's that is really a plus point for me. I can say that one, which is music, tabla, and mechanical engineering goes hands in hand.
that is really nice. So, I mean, balancing both the professions is, I think, very difficult. Or how is it for you?
It is a difficult, it's sometimes challenging, whatnot, because you have to adjust your time. Sometimes you're working a longer hours, yet you have to come back home, and if you have classes going on or the weekend, work is still there, but you have a concert going on, so you juggle with the both thing. I think you end of the day you come out, and positively and do the things what is supposed to do.
That is really so. You were saying about classes. So tell us more about the Scala Eternal rhythms. How did it happen, and what was the motive behind starting it?
Yeah, I founded Scala Eternal in 2014 in Chicagoland. The reason I started this one because to meet all the needs and centralize the pace learning in a one place. The student in a school in Indian percussion and classical music. This basically school is for. This is also a not-for-profit organization to promote the arts and the culture in the United States. Colloidal Rhythm, we invite people all over the world, especially India, Europe, and United States, as well as we do the workshop, concerts, collaborate with other musicians, and I was very fortunate when I did the founded the Colloidal Rhythm. Pandit Sopan Chaudhary ji and Tejendra Narayan Majumdar, who's a sarod player, they had blessed me to opening this ceremony with the concert called String Dynamic and the Power of Percussion.
Okay. So can you tell us more about that concert? I mean, what was the theme of the concert?
It's basically string instrument with the percussion, how it goes hand in hand, and this was opening for the Colloidal Rhythm. So that a lot of audience, a lot of students were participated, and it was a memorable concert for all of us.
Yeah, it should have been. I mean, it would have been very great then. Yeah. So, taking classes and everything as a music teacher, if you look at that part of your life, what are the challenges did you face while teaching students?
Sometimes the challenge it does come as a classical teacher, right? This is a very dedicated art form that you have to have very dedication to do this one. But also, we learned this not the one day, not the 1 month. It's a guru shishya relationship goes forever and ever. But in this time and day, and especially the life has been so busy for everyone here. You had to adjust yourself according to the situations and whatnot. And basically, some of the students are here are very dedicated. Some of the students are, they have other things going on in their life, so they may not be as much as even though they want to be, but situation doesn't allow what they would like to be. So we do it on a problem, but end of the day, it's become, you try to motivate as much as you can to say everyone this is what it is and it's what it takes to become. You can watch other artists like Pandit Sopan Chaudhary ji or other artists, and see how they have done to achieve where they are at the moment.
Yeah, that is really true. I mean, role modeling is very important if you want to achieve something in life.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, how is it in the place you're staying? I mean, the COVID and everything. How is it going on?
Right now in Illinois, it's still there is a high, COVID positive people are there. They are working hard as much as they can in a way, but overall there is a lockdown here, like in India has a lockdown and whatnot. Here you can go out and whatnot. So hopefully the people are responsible, each and every individual is responsible for their own actions and try to minimize interaction with one another.
Yes,
So
yes. Yeah, I think it's the same all over the world. So how are you? Are you taking classes online? Is it? How are you feeling doing that?
yes, I started actually, when this lockdown started, it when the cases were going up, and we had classes online, and I still learn online through my guru. But slowly, surely, people wants to come, and because I have some of the individual classes going on, so they come one on one. So there is not too many people. We always, keep the distances, always wear the mask to protect, for each other, and we do the classes at the moment.
So do you think like when a teacher is with you, like present physically, is more better than these online classes which are going all over the world now? What is your opinion on that?
You know, any art form, especially classical music, either Kathak or vocal, at least you can do it. But the tabla, there's a lot of technique, and
Yes.
if you don't see that technique, or if Guru doesn't teaches you, or you don't understand on the line, it's become a difficult. How the stroke would be, what sounds supposed to be, what fingering supposed to be. So it's most important when you're learning this art form.
Yeah. So I mean, you were saying about technique and all these things. Did you ever make any like mistakes during your performance, and how did you handle it? Did it ever happen?
Yes, we try to not make mistake. That is the first thing. First and foremost, when you're learning, that's how your training goes. It's a very dedicated, it's a longer session, and you shouldn't be making mistake. But we are all humans, right?
Yes.
And that's happen. So when these things happen, you start from where you left off, or you start from the beginning of the note, and you come back again the first note. It's called the sum.
Hmm. Okay. So we are all waiting for you to play us one composition of yours,
Absolutely.
for our viewers and ours.
Is it good enough? More? So I will play one Lucknow, Qaida. It's called the Qaida Rela, which is very famous by my guru, Pandit Sapan Chaudhary ji. And so I will try my best to do that one. If mistakes happen, they're all my mistakes. So.
That was surreal, actually.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm speechless. It was really nice. Yes.
So turn it
So,
off.
I said it was speechless. I mean, it
Thank,
was really nice.
thank you.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is a solo, but you must be performing with other musicians also, right?
Yes.
So, how is it like with instrumentalists and vocalists? Which is more difficult for you to, play?
I think as a accompaniment, it's always difficult, since we have to go with the flow, right, with the main performer. But I believe it's more difficult to play with the Kathak. The reason being, the dance bowls, you have to convert those into tabla bowl.
Hmm.
So I think the challenges become for the tabla player, it's my opinion, that it is a difficult to play with the Kathak dancers, with the vocal, with the instrumental, it's, I think it's more easier. I don't say it's easier, but a little bit easier than playing with the Kathak dancers.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
I mean, trying to get their goal, yeah, as you said, it's very difficult. Yeah.
Yes, it does become a difficult where their thinkings are, their chalan, their bowls. Sometimes they are a ginti bowl, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 2, So those are, you have to convert those into tabla bowl. That's become a challenging for us.
Very true, very true. So, I mean, I've heard about this something called as a chilla, like where a divine connection to God, and they stay for 40 or 41 days in a room and they keep playing the tabla. So, what is this about, and did you ever experience this exercise?
Chilla is like basically 40 days, right? So what happened, artists or individual person, they say, I will do my chilla. So for 40 days, they lock down themselves. They have no connection to the outside of the world. And basically they do this over day in and day out, day in, day out. They may say, I will do the chilla for 10 hours, but the 40 days, right? Or I will do the chilla for 18 hours, a day. And that's how it's a chilla call. No, I did not have an opportunity to do it yet, because it's difficult, but hoping one day that I will be able to do this.
Oh, I think it's more like quarantine. Chilla is almost, I mean, it's like locking yourself up and doing it.
Yes, yes, and it is a difficult thing, it's not easy thing to do, but
Oh,
I'm hoping one day, if this chance, life chance, I will try to do that.
I'm sure someday we will also know about it more once you do.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, you have Scala Eternal rhythms where students come. So, do you find a difference in approach to this art by foreign students compared to Indian students?
Uh, Not really. I can say one thing, that most American students, they are very dedicated, and when they try to get into something, they always go all the way to their bottom. So it's not just, okay, I want to do this one, okay, I will come and do it, whatnot. They go all the way in there, understand what is the just art, not just art, but also the culture. So most American, foreigner student, they respect, they understand what Guru Sishya Parampara. Obviously, of course, you have to teach them because they are not exposed to this side of the world, right? So, but yet they are very dedicated, and I do have some American students. It's very, very, very dedicated person. They do come from distance wise in United States. It's not easier. So 1 hour, sometimes hour and a half drive, it's just common drive for us. So even though, you imagine this can happen in winter time, whether they just snow, right? But yet they are so dedicated that they do still come.
Wow. I mean, yeah, that's really nice to hear. Because, I mean, you are doing it. I'm really happy because this is not only for Indian students, but also other, nationalities are getting to know our culture and tradition. I think it's a great work.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, when you perform with other musicians, what role do you play evoking the emotions in the song and the musicians? How tabla plays a role?
It's just like, oh, what do you call that? You know, when you have a concert, with other, artists, which is the main artist. That could be instrumental, that could be a vocalist, right? So prior to going on the stage, you have in a green room that you understand, you establish that relationship, that okay, this is what's gonna happen, this is what's gonna happen on the stage, or this is what I'm gonna do, this is what's gonna do. So you come up as a team, and when you perform, it's become a music. So music is not just individual. When you're performing with someone, solo is a different thing. But when you're performing with other artists, you have to become a team to make that music.
Very true, very true. I think, yeah, that's really. I mean, yeah, I mean, there should be a team rapport which has to be there, to bring the music together. I think that's really important. Yeah. So also, you've been in USA for so many years now, and people, respond differently to some unfamiliar music because the Western classic and Western instruments are pretty different from the classical instruments from India. So, would you do an improvisation which is influenced, by the reactions of the room? And did you change your style when, playing to Westerners?
No, see, music is a one language. It's a universal language. We may speak different language, but music has a one language. If I'm playing now here, it's the same thing and a different, even he's playing that one, with sound may be a different, but still for us, it's a one note. It's the same sound. So I don't see it, or I don't believe it's different. I had to change my style for anything, and I had opportunity to do this collaboration with the other artists, just from Africa, one from United States, which is a drum, an African drum. But we have, we made a concept where a Kathak dancer was in here, and she's also a Gandaban Shagir for Pandit Birju Maharaj. Her name is, Miss Kiran Chauhanji. So she has her own school here. It's Ayrada. So we had an opportunity to do this project, and it was amazing that everybody loved it. It's a different kind of concept where you have tabla, African drum, as well as the American drums and classical dance.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, that would have been a spectacular show to watch.
Absolutely. I think people enjoyed it. That is most important part. And when you deliver something which touches everyone's heart, that's called the music.
Yeah, that is true. But I would like to ask, there's a sect of Puritans who feel that fusion music is killing the very essence of classical music. What are your thoughts on this?
See, fusion music and classical, they go parallel. So when somebody is doing fusion music, he may be good in his field, but, and he can make that name on his field. But come to the classical field, I believe you have to have one guru. You have to have a dedication, and you learn over the period. Not like I said, keep saying that you learn over the period to understand what it takes to, as a good student, as a good artist, and to perform. So if a fusion music, it's become as an entertainment rather than a classical platform. So I think they both go parallel, hand to hand, but still classical, it's when you do the classical, has always guru-shishya relationship there. If you don't have that relationship, it's become a difficult to learn this kind of art form.
Yeah, I think that is also true. So, you have learned Lucknow and also Banaras Gharana, which is of paramount importance to recent tabla history, if we just see, and it has maintained its core foundations without ever remaining static either. So how do you balance preserving this traditional form with continuing to innovate in your own way? So how do you balance those both?
Basically, I guess all the art forms evolve and grow. So the tabla, right?
Yes.
Tabla is playing has actually changed a lot. However, the basic tabla itself, it's a theory that all gurus establish, remains unchallenged. So if the innovation is created honoring the established guru-shishya relationship, it grows art form, and the innovation makes it fusion music, and then it's entertainment.
Yeah. Yeah, very true, very true. So yeah, innovation also keeps happening, I think, yeah, as you said.
Absolutely.
So what is the age actually anyone can start learning tabla? Is there any specific age as such?
I the younger you start, it's better it is. Because the kids, grasping power is more there.
True.
You know, and so I think it's 5 years old. It's a good age to start. That is what I started it when I was kid, and you learn forever.
True. So,
Yeah.
how do you develop this art, in young minds nowadays? You know the generation, how they are so, attracted to the Western music or Western, and also in US, the environment is as such that people are attracted to more of Western culture. So, how do you like try to bring it up in the young minds?
Like I said, I have the range from 6 years old to 70 years old. That is the student range. So basically, sometimes you show them, what it took me to understand this art form, how it went and whatnot. Sometimes you have to give them candy, you have to ice cream them to get your workout in from them, and also most important part, you have to come down to their level.
Yeah.
Because kids is the one thing that if you don't do it, they are not, basically they don't understand what it is. So you come down to their level, you teach them with the love and respect. So that is the most important part. And slowly and surely, I guess if the kid has interest, it will slowly and develop and whatnot. And I think American music is good as well. Music is a music. It doesn't matter it's a Western or Indian classical music. As long as you have the love for the music, I believe the kids will come back to the either side of it. And if you have classical base in your growing up, you always come back to the classical end of it.
Yeah, very true. I mean, I've been seeing that you were giving emphasis on the, Guru Sishya Parampara. But due to the right now the distractions in the world, do you think the learner will be able to adapt and also like perform or even what do you call, just practice like the old masters did? And do you think they can reach the actual heights of classical music?
You know, yes and no. The reason being I say yes, this art form, as long as you practice, as long as you have right guru, as long as under the guidance of the guru, I believe so. And actually my guru also believed that you do the right thing, you do the practice, you riyaz and riyaz and riyaz, and it will get you. Don't think about the nowadays most of the what happened. Everybody wants to, before they start learning, their focus is how they're gonna go on the stage and the perform, rather than a learning. So that's where the distraction does come for the most student. But I believe that most of all of us, we understand the guru Shishya relationship, and then we go from there and do what the guru asks for it. We don't question him. Why? If he says play this for 10 days, you just play for 10 days. And you have to have that belief in your guru. And that is what Baba does for us. Okay, practice, riyaz, riyaz, and riyaz.
So practice makes man perfect, I mean.
Absolutely. There is no shortcut. Like he said, if you try to do the shortcut, you get cut yourself.
I think that is really true. Yeah, riyaz is the main thing. Any artist should be
There is no shortcut. You just do it in proper manner.
That is really nice. So, what are the interesting collaborations you have done which you remember forever? Like
I said, the collaboration I have done with the Kathak dancers, African Americans, as well as I've done with one of the school here. They had a chorus, but they had an American song where I played with the tabla, and that was an outstanding project that I had with one of the school here, local school, that I have done it. And it's you can absolutely can see even the American people, American students or kids, they had enjoyed it, our art form as well.
That's really so. Did you also participate in this third International Kathak Festival in Chicago, like the drum ensemble by Kathak Maestro Padma Vibhushan Birju Maharaj ji?
Yes, yes. So
So,
I'm part of it. Birju Maharaj ji does come here. Like say, it used to be school Anilasana Foundation, but now it's with the I Radha, with the Kiranji. Kiranji is, like I said, Kiranji is a Gandavan Shagird of the Pandit Birju Maharaj ji. So he does come, and whenever he comes, we do the workshop, we do the concert. Like I said last year, when Baba allowed me to sit next to him, to play a solo. Also, my guru Sopanji also played with the Birju Maharaj ji at that concert.
oh, that's really such a great honor to share.
It's filled when you are in the audience, when you sing this one to legend. It's out of the world that what you can see the music.
Yeah, I can totally feel that. Yeah, true. So, as a guru or as a student or as a music teacher and a performer, how do you take criticism?
I guess that's a very good questions, right? That you're asking. And basically, it's very difficult to adopt the criticism. I think criticism as a critical input, right? So guru's input is very sacred because we surrender to our gurus. Their input is always makes us better, stronger, and grow further in our life. Every input from the students or parents help understanding their respective concern and importance. With understanding, we can find the common approach to the new way.
That is real. Such a beautiful answer. Yeah. So, it was such a great time talking to you, and I'm sure our viewers have enjoyed a lot. So, I request you to show some of your compositions more.
Sure.
Fabulous.
Play one Kada again. I will pick one of the Chakradhar, to composition Chakradhar, and I will finish my this. This also goes in dance as well. Da 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 di 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 na 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 pa ti ti di. Thank you.
That was an amazing one.
Thanks a lot.
I think our viewers have enjoyed it thoroughly. We really thank you for participating in our show and accepting our invitation and discussing so much about your life and also about tabla.
Thank you, Bhavana. I appreciate it, and also thank you for your technicians who has helped me out for here, and SCubeTV as well. Thanks again. Again, blessing for me and pranam to my guru, who has always been there for me. Thanks again.
Thank you so much. So viewers, that's all for today. But surely we'll meet in our next Jewels of Art live show. And see you. Till then, keep watching SCubeTV.
Namaskar.